Alright, Chivalry 2 is a online multiplayer sort of like battlegrounds game in a medieval fantasy setting. Maybe not fantasy. Um, Handful of classes to choose from out on the battlefield. An archer, a a knight who runs around with a sword. I guess you can unlock different weapons, so I don't know if he sticks with a sword. Footman who starts with a poleaxe, and a Devastator who has an axe. Started out playing an archer. I found that I was able to do the most damage in the match using an archer, but mostly because I was left alone for a lot of the time. I wasn't particularly good with the archer. I just didn't have someone in my face beating me up. Combat is interesting. You have different kinds of attacks. Your normal click is your normal swing, and if you chain left clicking, you will swing left, right, left, right. You can hold down Alt to swing from the opposite side. So normally you start your swing from right to left. If you hold down left Alt, you will go right to left instead. The scroll wheel up and down does different attacks as well. Scrolling up typically does a thrust style attack, and scrolling down typically does an overhead style attack. If you hold left click, you will do a heavy attack. So if you scroll and then hold left click, you will do a heavy thrust or a heavy overhead strike. Q, R, F are other attacks. F is like a kick to get through a block, and right mouse is to block. The game is really the combat is really set up for you to watch your opponent and react during his reaction. So, say for example, he does a normal style left click attack. If you immediately hit your normal style left click attack, you will riposte their attack, and your attack will go through, and you will have a short window, maybe a half-second window, where your attacks cannot be interrupted. This works with blocking as well. If you block at the right moment, if you parry, your follow-up attack will be uninterrupted by attacks for a very, very short window. So the combat seems to have a rather significant counterplay potential if you're fast, if you can watch the opponent and deal with their attacks. The downside, of course, is that there's a lot of people playing. You're looking at well, it said 40, so I'm guessing 20 versus 20 battles, or up to 32 versus 32 battles, which is pretty massive for this sort of battleground if you compare it to something like Warcraft. Let's see. Here's the Devastator. This is the axe guy. I didn't like the axe guy as well because the game started me off with Footman, who had the poleaxe, and it has a lot of reach. So when I tried out this Devastator guy, this axe felt really small to me. Though I'm sure there's a trade-off that I didn't see. I mean, the weapon was faster with the Devastator than the poleaxe, and I didn't spend a great deal of time testing every guy, though I did get the longest play time with the footman, with the poleaxe guy. Let's see. We'll get some poleaxe footage here. Or knight. Here's some knight footage. He's running around with a greatsword. He also has a thrust attack and the normal left-right attacks. His special ability, his number 4, heals everyone in the area, which is interesting. Team skill. Footman, his 4 is self-repair. The archer's 4 is brazier, flaming arrows, which deals a lot more damage to people on just regular hits. Alright, let's find some poleaxe guy footage. There we are. This is the guy that I played the most. He's probably got the melee weapon with the longest reach. I did manage to unlock the second level, which was a pole hammer, which had a faster combo attack, but I think didn't deal as much damage. Not really showing much there. So you can see, or you could have seen, that it said in the middle of the screen, riposte, countered, blocked, and these a counter is using the same style attack as your opponent, which lets you attack through their attack and not take damage. Riposte is, I guess that must be the block, the parry style blocking right at the right second, and then you can attack through. And block is just successfully blocking an attack. You have a stamina bar, which is reduced on block when holding block or when holding the pullback on your arrow. Yeah, so game's all right. I think it'd be fun with a group. It's a battleground sort of game, so it's got that battleground gameplay that you'd expect. I'm sure that when you get 15 random people on your team with your little group of people, that your random teammates will not push objectives, as is typical for battleground style games, which I imagine can be frustrating. But yeah, free weekend. I guess it's the time to check it out if anyone's interested.